What a spectacular Southern California day. The Big A shining bright on a sunshiny day. The A's have come to town, wrapping up a 3-game series. The Angels looking to get back on track on Bally Sport. It's Rally Monkey Day. We need that one. We need that one. Hang on. Here it is. They're giving it away today. Like I said, they are giving it away today. Rallies are needed. He's Mark Gubazon. My name is Darren Sutton. Welcome back to the ballpark. Glad to have you hanging out with all of us. So, when you talk about a man impacting a game, you talk about wins above replacement. And with Shohei Ohtani, he does it like no other because no one else on this graphic impacts a game doing two things, pitching and hitting. Look, John Means and Garrett Cole are spectacular, both sub-2 ERAs. There's a no-hitter on that list. Byron Buxton, bat and glove, changes games. Xander Bogaerts as well with a big bat. But then there's Shohei Ohtani. This is a man with 14 homers. This is a man with 14 strikeouts per 9. Leader in wins above replacement. And Gooby, there's so many ways in which he changes the game, and we're seeing it every day.
Yeah, the intangible, how he runs the bases is incredible. Take a look at our Land Rover above and beyond play. Let's go back to the pitch-by-pitch sequence with Chris Bassett against Shohei Ohtani. A couple fastballs upstairs, a cut fastball, catch in the inside corner. Change-up, good take there by Shohei Ohtani. Fastball 95, fouled it straight back. Another fastball 95. Straight back, and then a 94-mile-an-hour fastball off the plate, routine ground ball, turns into a double for Shohei Ohtani, showing that incredible speed. 28 extra base hits so far this year, majority because of that power he has, but also his incredible speed. That third thing he has working besides the power arm, the power swing, incredible speed for Shohei Ohtani.
Well, let's get into that speed. When you're talking about the extra base hits, Jose Mota can speak to that because, Jose, it's not the kind of speed that just steals bases. It's not just that. It changes games. One of the fastest men, especially if you're going pound for pound and for height, in the game.
I mean, you think about the many ways in which Shohei can change a game. You guys talked about it already, but the speed aspect, it's vital to his game. He wants to run a little bit more. So let's take a closer look at what he does. Getting to first base, even with a little curve there at 4.35, anybody would take that, but wait, there's a little more. How about first and second, 3.5, way above average on the sprint speed or every Major League average. Then they go home to first. This is going to be a little longer because the ball got to the outfield a little bit deeper, and then he turns it on with the best. Look at the form, the ability to run, and certainly what he does to pressure the fenders, almost like a football term, right? Pressure the fenders. This ball's hit about 84 miles an hour to the outfield. Guys are out of position. There's Shohei doing what he does, which is confusing so many people. But you think about this. He can throw 102. He can hit the ball about 450, 500 feet. And he can also run. So is there a more dynamic player in baseball today, Darren?
No, there certainly isn't. And look, if you want to help this squad today, get that rally cap on, do whatever you have to do. That man standing to my left is helping. And don't forget, we want you to have fun at the ballpark today. After all, it is Bundy Sunday.
Love it.
It's the Angels going toe-to-toe with the A's. Let's do it. He's gone!
Every time he steps up to the plate, goes into his windup, or runs one down.
He caught it! Oh, you won't see a better one than that!
He competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Hey, Pedro, what was it like when you won your first Cy Young Award?
Well, I was...
What about when you won the pitching Triple Crown?
Well,
How did you feel when you won a World Series?
I was,
What's it like to be an 8-time All-Star?
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
The ballpark is better when we're all here together. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Join the team and help us all get back to doing what we love together.
Dylan Bundy on the bump. Time now for our roundup. Reliable performer. When you look at Dylan in his career against Oakland, very good things. And last season, even better. Stunning. Look, the 23 strikeouts, only 2 walks. He absolutely owned and controlled the base pads. And he's dealing with Tony Kemp, Ramon Laureano, Jed Lowry, 1, 2, and 3. We'll give you the rest of the lineup for the Athletics here in just a moment. The man from Vanderbilt to lead it off, Tony Kemp. Began his professional career with the Astros in 2013. Olson, Chapman, Brown on down the list. Pinder, Murphy, and Barrera. We're glad you're with us today. I hope so far your weekend's been good and fruitful, successful, and maybe a chance to catch your breath, and do so with us this afternoon. Tony does have a homer. He does have 3 stolen bases in a part-time role. 1 hop. There's going to be a race to the bag, and in the end it is won by Jared Walsh.
Always key to keep that speed off the bases, especially with Laureano coming up.
And he has been a thorn in the side of the Halos this week. I mean, those are real numbers, folks.
A lot of runs scored, some great defense, is putting the ball in play. There's a walk in there too, so on base 8 times so far in this series. And he's been pretty patient at the plate. He hasn't really chased a whole lot of first pitches. So curious to see what he's going to do against Dylan Bundy here this afternoon. Like I said, he's swinging at the first pitch against Dylan Bundy.
0-1 the count to Ramon Laureano. 26 years old and born and raised in the Dominican Republic. Laureano, as he takes a strike, a good 2 baseballs off the plate. 0-2 the count. And if you're Dylan Bundy, yay.
Is that a Drew Butera strike?
Yes. Yeah, could be. I mean, you go out and get it. Could be, certainly. Breaking ball, ground ball. Off balance throw. Boy, when he is right, he just makes it look so easy over there at third base. Don't take for granted for 1 second that play.
I've seen a lot of third basemen, whether doing this what we're doing now or even playing days. I've never seen anybody so good and under control in that throw, that long throw from the sidearm delivery, and getting a lot on it and always being accurate for Anthony Rendon. That is excellent. Good stretch too by Walsh at first.
My broadcast partner Gooby being a really good teammate today, going with the rally monkey on the shoulder to get things started. Rendon going with the high pants. He's got the socks showing.
I haven't seen that look for him yet. Halo.
That's what's so fun about this game. You're open with the fact that, hey, we're not real good right now, and we want to loosen things up, lighten things up. Let's smile a bit. I'm going to have some socks showing. Lagares in center field has the socks. Fletch has the pants even higher than usual at second. He's got like socks all the way up to his knees and beyond. So the guys are trying to loosen things up. Joe Madden telling us today, to be clear, this is exactly what he said. I wish you guys were down here and can see it. And we do too, Joe. Let's be honest, we do too. But he said there was a looseness, a lightness, an energy in the room, and that's very good news. It also helps when you go 1, 2, 3 in the top of the first. No matter how you wear your socks, a scoreless first is great.
At touchofmodern.com, we always surprise, excite, inspire, because our expertly curated products are never ordinary, never mundane, and never in a million years what you'd expect to see or imagined you'd ever have. Here's to the thrill of discovering the next exceptional and unexpected product. Check it all out at touchofmodern.com.
When we started our company, we simply wanted better sheets. But along the way, we've realized that softer, safer, organic cotton does so much more for the planet and for humanity. It helps your home become a force for good, because home is more than just an address. Home is our soul. Boll & Branch, organic sheets, bath, and home. Right now, try for 30 nights risk-free and get free shipping at bollandbranch.com.
And leading off for the first time ever in his major league career. Gosselin, the brand new college graduate, Anthony Rendon, Juan Lagares, Jose Iglesias. It's Walsh, Ward, Butera, and Fletcher.
Joe Maddon's thinking maybe Upton first at bat. Can put the Halos on the board with one swing. He does have a career home run against Sean Manaea. And my go-to to be successful against Sean Manaea in this warm afternoon where the baseball will carry is bring that sinker up in the strike zone. 6 home runs allowed versus sinker, and the other way on his changeup. Don't try to pull that one. Stay back. Big part of the field.
Justin squares to bunt. He's trying to wear that leadoff hat completely as he shoots it back to the screen. Justin wanted to recapture who he was in April, specifically April 12th to 27th. He's logged almost 600 in a 2-week span. Use the entire ballpark. 0-2 the count as he comes up empty. Of late, it's been a tougher go. He does have 3 walks in his last 14 plate appearances, but he's hitless, and he struck out 6 times.
Sean Manaea fastball. You see that 91? He's 90, 94. Changeup, curveball.
1-2 the count. Manaea born in Valparaiso in Indiana. Went to Indiana State. Looks like he'll play with that arm angle just a little bit as that one almost a sidearm fastball high.
He was a pretty good basketball player. Came out of Indiana State, wasn't there?
There was. The 2-2. And if you weren't aware, Larry Bird.
Yeah, he played up in that team up in Boston.
Larry Bird is the man who we're talking about. For all of you folks that are, well, he's kind of timeless. I could say for all of our youngsters out there, but I'm going to guess for a lot of you, let's say, that are 25, that you know who Larry Bird is. The 2-2.
Good at bat work for Upton. Seeing some pitches, full count. Try to get on base, get it going.
Chases low, changed up on him.
A Hyundai key for the game today with Sean Manaea, and a lot of those low pitches going a little Tupac. Hit him up, bring those pitches up, and hit him out today. 7 home runs allowed by Sean Manaea, 6 versus his fastball. So hit him up when it's elevated.
Phil Gosselin, .333 on base percentage. In a part-time role, having a fine year for the Halos. And he finally made his move to the big league roster. He was 0 for his first 8. Since then, 13 of 40. That's a .372 clip on base percentage-wise. As he shoots that one foul. Economics degree in hand now. Virginia.
Nice play by a fan all the way down there. Right field section, 200 level.
It's a tough sky for the fans today, too, with the sun bright. As that one is high. 1-2 the count to Gosselin. I might even consider, if I'm sitting in the sun and I'm a fan and my goal is to make a play, those old-fashioned flip-down sunglasses. That one is fouled back. That would also, of course, ensure that no one would be sitting by.
That'd be a good idea.
1-2 the count. Which part?
That no one's sitting by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gets the outside corner. Again, to be fair, though, Bundy got that same pitch. But is it a strike? That's the question.
That's off the plate by a baseball.
Hunter Wentelstead behind home plate. How quickly does word travel when you get back into the dugout amongst your mates? Gentlemen, be ready.
Yeah, you got to. He's calling the outside part of the plate, or it will be inside against a left-handed batter. So you got to be aware of that. If you got 2 strikes on, you have to be in protect mode, or you don't let him get the 2 strikes. Be aggressive in that first pitch or so. Not great numbers against his first pitch this year. Just 269 batting average.
One and 0 the count to Anthony Rendon. The Angels' third baseman hitting .239, .324 on base percentage. As he takes high, jumps ahead 2-0.
Not great career numbers against the Angels. 2-4 with an ERA over 5 at 5.12.
A 2-0 off-speed pitch, a changeup, 2-1 the count.
59% fastball usage this year, 24 with his changeup.
Well, that set up a good fastball to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, now with 2 strikes, this outfield for the Oakland A's play extremely deep. A little flare will fall in nicely for Anthony Rendon with 2 strikes. Take a look at the pitch arsenal for Sean Manaea with our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. That sinker, just about 59% changeup. Working his way to a 26% and 16% curveball, but that fade changeup has been really, really good for him. A curveball, too, a little bit less of a break downward.
3-2 the count. Rendon works it full. His last 18 plate appearances, he has 3 walks, but just 1 hit, one of his last 15.
That was a good pitch. That was on the inside corner. So now, as a hitter and a pitcher, you know he's not calling that part of the plate. He's calling the outer half. That's all over the strike zone. Kind of crossfired. You'll take that, though, if you're Anthony Rendon. See, that's not even on the corner. That's inside that inside corner.
Here's Juan Lagares. Well, he's been driving the baseball. Impact bat. He takes a strike over the inside corner. 0-1 the count to Juan. He's opting to be Johnny Red Sox today. Has the pants high and the angel red showing. I like it. 1-1 the count.
4 for 12 versus lefties this year. OPS 917 versus left-handed pitching for Juan Lagares.
Little roller, first base line. Lagares can't sneak by. Olsen pops on the tag. Through 1 on a beautiful SoCal day. We're scoreless.
You love to cook, but it's hardly a snap. Well, what if everything you need for a delicious meal was just left at your door? With oven-ready meals from Home Chef, you throw it all in the oven-safe tin and count down to delicious. Don't need that, or whatever that is. Make, plate, garnish, and enjoy. No prep, no mess, just amazing recipes, fresh ingredients, and hot out-of-the-oven happiness. Delicious, meat simple. Get $80 off your first month at homechef.com.
This is my first time trying on glasses at home.
So cute! 5 different frames from Warby Parker.
Oh, this one's better.
Ooh. Ah. Hey.
The virtual try-on is perfect. Like, they look like they're on my face. Like, look at this. Just swipe and switch.
These are definitely a keeper.
I think these are the one. Ooh, these look good.
That was so easy. They make it so fun and fabulous.
Sudden, Angels and the A's getting a deep dive into Dylan Bundy. And so far this season, opposed to last season, first 3 innings, he's been untouchable. And look at the numbers, what happened in the 4th inning. Going back, guys, last season, it was totally the opposite. Very strong and staying strong pretty much throughout the ball game. And one thing, Gooby, I'll keep an eye on is so far so good in terms of the first inning. His bottom half, nothing is being favored because of that ankle injury he suffered a few starts ago.
He's keeping the ball down, and he's getting a lot of ground ball action. 3 ground ball outs for Dylan Bundy, known as a strikeout fly ball pitcher. That was another favorable strike call.
No balls and 2 strikes to count on Matt Olson.
Just keep an eye, Darren and Gooby, on the bottom half. I see the push very steady and the landing with no issues whatsoever. As he told Joe Madden recently, his best bullpen session he's had this season.
He wanted to keep that under his hat, and he did for quite some time. None of us knew anything about it. And then finally word started to trickle out, and he didn't stop it at that point to talk about it. Good looking breaking ball, but look folks, I've been watching him pitch since he was in high school. You've seen him the last couple of years. That doesn't surprise me that he would. I don't want any excuses for why I've struggled, but it is legitimate. If your lower half is hurting, your lower half is hurting.
Especially when it's your landing foot and you're trying to get out and finish a lot of your pitch, especially your split finger changeup and slider.
Crushed into the corner and deep, and I mean way out of here for Olson. Ready for that one. Home run number 12. The A's lead it 1-0.
One with a fastball. Olson is 3 for 18 against Dylan Bundy. He does have a home run, make that now 2. That's the 67th home run Oakland has hit, 8th home run in this series. Well, he was ready. Almost 112 miles per hour exit velocity on the home run swing for Olson, who is back to being himself this year with his 12th home run of the season for Oakland.
The Braves have 78 home runs. The Reds 66. But in the American League, it's the A's, as Scooby said, at the top of the stack with 67. These are the perfect example of the modern coverage of baseball, because if you stop at their batting average, you're dumbfounded. As that one sinks a little bit low to Chapman. They're hitting just 226, but they're walking. They get on base at a 310 clip. Not elite, middle of the pack. And they're slugging 413 again, middle of the pack. Batting average is the bottom. And then a homer and a walk. And this is exactly why they're dangerous.
I think you might want to look at him right now. I don't think he looked real comfortable following through. My go-tos for Dylan Bundy to come back and start throwing the ball a little bit better here is that fastball down and away, followed with that slider changeup combination. 24 strikeouts this season with those 2 combos. He's got to get out in front. But I saw the second pitch he threw, he didn't look real good as far as landing on that front foot. Something was bothering him.
Very different from that first inning, right?
Is he telling everyone to go away?
There was something. If you go back to even that second pitch he threw, he didn't really finish the throw. And follow through, I mean, be able to get over that front leg like he did in the first inning with 3 ground ball outs. But he's going to fight. That's just his nature.
Well, standing where he is standing, he literally just said, "Get off my lawn," because there is a lawn out there in front of him, and he said, "I'm fine. Please vacate the premises." Slow curveball, high, but a strike. 0-1 the count to Seth Brown. Brown homered last night. Time, no doubt, are deep into the seats in right field. And Brown drives that one into the corner toward the foul pole. That one slips on, up, and away, and it's gone. Well, the man out of the NAIA Power, Lewis Clark State, out of Idaho, puts the A's on top, 3-0.
3 home runs versus left-handed batters this season. Dylan Bundy now make that 5, giving up 9 home runs on the season. That's another fastball on the inside part of the plate. Olsen, a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Now Brown, a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Very similar spot.
One to 0 the count to Pinder as the breaking ball misses outside. Working his way back into health and into the starting lineup for Pinder as he takes a fastball that hits the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Boy, the A's have launched in this series. They celebrate with the old-fashioned Bash Brother elbow and forearm smash. They're hitting them like that in this series.
So often wonder how you don't get hurt doing that. It happened to Cody Bellinger last year.
There's your gap, +7 for the A's in home runs. Out of the zone, Pinder goes down on strikes. The yard looks sparkling today, doesn't it, folks? Looking forward to mid-June when this beautiful ballpark can be at full capacity. We enjoy seeing all of you now. Another great crowd today within the regulations.
Over 15,000 last night.
Sean Murphy takes strike 1. Fletch back behind the bag at second. They'll play him to pull. Look at good outings for Dylan if you're seeking one. You don't have to look too far. Go back 3 starts ago in Seattle. That one skied above the infield.
And that's the time where he turned his ankle in Seattle that day. He's never going to admit to that. And it took a while to even find that out because he wants to compete.
In that outing, he went 6, gave up 2 runs, struck out 6, threw 95 pitches. It was on May the 15th. You're excited about the future for this man, Luis Barrera. In his brief time in AAA this year, the top prospect in 11 games, 15 hits, a .429 on base. First ever start in the major leagues. Good changeup.
It's a good pitch to throw, especially a young hitter where you're geared up, you're looking for a fastball, you got the adrenaline going. It's tough to stay back on an all-speed pitch, especially that split finger changeup from Bundy.
We've learned watching Hunter that the inner part of the plate is not going to be where you get your strikes. It's going to be away. 2-2 the count.
So 2 good changeups to the youngster here for Bundy.
How about 3? And down goes Barrera, an inning in which the A's forearm bashed twice.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Cliff, how do you know how much bling to wear before each game?
What bling you wear during the game is a very important decision. You want to wear enough so you look good, but not too much where it slows you down on the base pass. Some diamonds are always nice, but on a sunny day, the reflection can get in your eye and make you miss a play.
Thanks, Cliff. Very informative.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
Jose Iglesias, Jared Walsh, Taylor Ward. A's have jumped out early to a 3-0 lead on top of the Angels. Manaea slings it in there. It splits the plate. 0-1 the count to Jose. Bunch of thunder last couple of games for Jose Iglesias. There have been a handful of hits, 4 in his last 5. There's been a couple of homers, a pair of walks, a 911 OPS in his last week of games. Funny thing too, last few years especially, he actually loves righties more than lefties with a bat in his hand.
And notice that his numbers against lefties, he's been struggling.
In your mind, why will a hitter go through what you call a reverse split?
That means he's trying to pull changeups from lefties, and lefties generally will have really good changeup that fade away. If you get into that mode of trying to pull the ball, that's when you struggle.
Well, he's got him set up for a change now after that pitch.
If you start staying back and thinking middle to away against changeup, then they're going to bring the fastballs like that one in, and then you could be ready, and that's when you could do the damage extra base wise. There he tried to pull his changeup away.
Incredibly aggressive hitter, has only walked 4 times this year. That one never got there. 3-2 the count. Jose signed with the Red Sox at 19 years old. At the time of the signing, he actually got a 4-year guaranteed major league deal. And that's kind of work he had done in Cuba. As he fouls that one off. He broke into Cuba's top league at 17 years old. And later on in his 17-year-old season in 2008 at the World Championships, that's when he defected.
Well, the crowd is just kind of stunned with that half inning for the A's. They just need to get something going here. Need to get the guys rallied again. This is a big at bat here for Iglesias, just to get on base any way you can, whether it's a walk or a hit.
Spoils a fastball away.
That's a full count already. It's at least 3 for Sean Manaea early in this game.
Iglesias, you said it, brings them out of their seats with a base hit. Some noise, some clapping hands, and in the bowl down below, they're ready to go and cheer this team on. It's been a nice week plus for Iglesias.
Time he gets a fastball, brought it on the inside part of the plate, was able to still get the barrel of the bat on it and get a base hit, get it going, left center.
We forget about how much, as a young player, he learned from the likes of Dustin Pedroia, who was his teammate. Heck, Brian Butterfield was on that staff as well.
Look at Dustin Pedroia, what a career he had with the Red Sox. A phenomenal player. And if you walked up to him, you wouldn't even think he'd be a player.
Time now for our Kia player profile. Squaring the baseball up is Jared Walsh. And that'll fly out on occasion, but boy, that line drive percentage. What does that tell you?
His hands are good where it's set up right now, and he's thinking, I'm not trying to lift the ball anymore. I'm going to hit line drives.
What tough break there. Played it on a backhand. Unbelievable. That one's thrown off the facing of the dugout. Funky spin on that one. Chapman had an awkward flip. I'm amazed they got a one, but they did.
How good is he at third base? He's always got that prep step. He's always in position to make a play. A quick little flip, and then he's going to go without gloves there. His bare hand to try to throw that one, to flip it over, and then a quick bare hand try to throw it from Pinder, and a high throw. They're looking to see if that went in the dugout, I think, to throw.
I think
if that's the case, then you go to second base.
I think the A's might have caught a break. I can't tell if it went off, as you said, the top of the dugout or the green padding in front. Joe Madden trying to get that runner in the scoring position, pleading his case. Taylor Ward with 3 home runs on the year, the multi-position man, the one-time full-time catcher at the collegiate level and in the minor leagues. Ward hits it out to Pinder, who makes the play for one. On to first, turned over nicely by Tony Kemp. There was no momentum for Pinder, but he did a nice job in getting rid of it.
Cliff, how do you know how much bling to wear before each game?
What bling you wear during the game is a very important decision. You want to wear enough so you look good, but not too much where it slows you down on the base pass. Some diamonds are always nice, but on a sunny day, the reflection can get in your eye and make you miss a play.
Thanks, Cliff. Very informative.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
Carlos, where did your signature term placata come from?
Placata is just an expression my brothers and I used when we were kids. It means good, solid contact, usually resulting in a home run.
Placata! The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
The Angels had one taken away this time, and the A's caught a break upon further review. Watch this ball disappear, hit the bench in the dugout, then bounce out. Should have been runner on second.
And then you're still hitting at that point. It's not a ground ball double play.
So, Joe, there's not a whole lot you could do besides vent your frustration, and they listen to him. As Tony Kemp takes that one with him, and it's foul. But no do-overs, unfortunately, in that case. They missed that one. Tony grounded out in the first.
A couple good baseballs hit in that inning, too, for Walsh and Ward. End up resulting in a quick 1-2-3 inning for Manaea with the double play.
He's leaned on the changeup last couple of batters. Barrera uncomfortable with it, and a very good one to Tony Kemp here, 0-2.
The percentage of changeups thrown this year down somewhat from last year for Bundy.
His last time out, we saw Shohei Ohtani not pitch at 100%, yet reinvent himself. And if Bundy feels the need to do that with more changeups, so be it, because of the landing foot. You know, Ohtani was down 5 miles an hour fastball wise and was cutter, and he pitched well.
Yeah. With his changeup, it's 83 to 90. That's pretty good separation between his fastball and changeup.
And you can watch him against Kemp here. He is almost forcing the issue. Let's see if he throws it 3-2. Montero sold him on a fastball, and he was ready for it. They're just very comfortable with this fastball. Look at Kemp flying. He's thinking about 3. He is in there with a head first flop right on top of the bag. That's a triple for Tony Kemp, his first 3-bagger of the year, to go along with 3 doubles and a homer.
And forced him to bring a fastball, and then another inner half of the plate fastball turned on by a lefty. And he was thinking right away, triple. That was his mindset. He could move. Quick look down there. He said he's got it. He don't have to look to pick up his third base coach. His head is down. Wondering if he's going to have to slide a certain way at the base, but easily gets in with a triple.
Riding that wave. Yeah, they actually had a riptide to open the season. Opening a big donut hole in 6, and then soon thereafter winning 13 in a row. You bet they're riding waves.
Yes, they are.
On a backhand, looking to runner back. Runner streaking to the plate. Now he's hung up. The Angels may catch a break. And he got back in time. You get Laureano, though.
Yeah, your thought is there for Walsh. You want to try to get rid of that quick as possible because you have Kemp even drifting back. He was going to go. I thought he was going to go from the get-go. That would have been a real tough play for Iglesias. Walsh gets off the bag at that slight hesitation. You try to throw your third baseman as quick as possible because he goes and stops. Once you have him going back, it would be tough to redirect and go home. Just get rid of it quickly.
Don't want to get too far past that play before we point out what a strong play that was by Iglesias.
Especially with Laureano, the way he runs.
0-1 the count to Jed Lowry. One and one the count.
That's a good pitch.
Change up here, folks.
Right on the inside corner at the knees.
Infield stays in with a big shift. And he hit it past that drawn in infield. Fletch unable to make the play. 4-0 A's. Lowry, who's already homered in this series, drives in another. Hit a changeup that time.
It's that split finger changeup. Thigh high though.
Jose Mota, what are you seeing very close to Dylan Bundy down there?
I can only see just elevation on those pitches, and the Oakland A's hitter just passing the word along, pretty much just using that palm and saying, hey, make him get up on the zone. But at some point, Gooby, maybe it's affecting location and follow through because he's such a drop and drive kind of guy.
Yeah, it's definitely been an issue as far as getting it out in front with his pitches, all of them. He's kind of going away from his fastball for the most part, spotting it on occasion. Same thing, not a lot of curveballs. He just threw one there, and sliders. It's a lot of changeups.
1-2 the count.
And by the way, part of the history on Dylan Bundy is he sprained his left ankle back in 2018, running the bases after his first career hit as an Oriole.
Dramatic shift to pull for Olsen. The entire left side of the infield's wide open. 2-2 the count. Outfield plays 100% straight. And with a couple of homers in this series, 12 overall on the year. Saw what was out there in front of him and took what he was given. Took a changeup, let it travel, and shot it past the empty left infield.
That's when you know he's seeing the ball much better this year. He didn't hit many baseballs that way for the last couple of seasons. Went with a changeup. That one again about thigh high, knee high. You want it down below the knees. Stays back. A pitch that he's had troubles with both against Bundy and even Shohei Ohtani, this splitter. This time was in the strike zone. He made a good adjustment and good contact.
And guys, notice there's no eagerness by the A's hitters in chasing anything down in the zone. It's almost like they anticipate at some point during the at-bat something being around the belt.
I guess Joe may be going to the bullpen right now.
Madden makes the call to the bullpen. Another tough day for Dylan Bundy.
Carlos, where did your signature term placata come from?
Placata is just an expression my brothers and I used when we were kids. It means good, solid contact, usually resulting in a home run.
Placata! The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Cliff, how do you know how much bling to wear before each game?
What bling you wear during the game is a very important decision. You want to wear enough so you look good, but not too much where it slows you down on the base pass. Some diamonds are always nice, but on a sunny day, the reflection can get in your eye and make you miss a play.
Thanks, Cliff. Very informative.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
Hyundai. See your Southern California dealer today, because the longer you look at a new Hyundai, the more there is to like. Buy Jack in the Box. Dip into this. Grab a box of 15 tiny tacos or get them loaded. Only at Jack in the Box. And by Sunjo. Win the war on grime with the Sunjo SPX 3000 Extreme, America's #1 pressure washer. Well, it looks beautiful out there. Grabbing a board and enjoy in SoCal. And an enjoyable day for this Oklahoma boy in Southern California. Dylan Bundy, 2 1/3, 4 runs, all earned, 50 pitches. Was hit hard.
One of the most competitive pitchers I've seen, and you know something just doesn't seem right for Dylan Bundy. You go back to what he's done in his career against Oakland, 4-1, but even back to last year, 2-0 with a 1.40.
You saw those 3 days he pitched in a row at the bottom of the graphic for 6'10" Aaron Slegers. He was good pitching 3 days in a row. I mean, really good. 2 2/3 innings, 4 strikeouts, 1 hit, not a run allowed. So in this case, the nice thick workload was beneficial. Sometimes as a pitcher, reliever, not a starter, you want to get out there every day, get things right.
Yep. You want to feel part of the team, especially when you're down there in the bullpen or as a start of your regular rotation.
Had 4 consecutive scoreless outings, did Slegers, April 26th through May the 5th. Breaking ball skips in there. 2-1 the count to Matt Chapman. Sinker curveball. Is there a changeup in the mix?
Yeah, I'll throw a changeup too, especially that same arm angle with his sinker.
I can imagine there's great leverage being 6'10" to that sinker. Goodness, is someone who threw it and had a really nice career throwing it. Is it just a God-gifted pitch, or is there a way to add a sinker to your repertoire like you and he have?
Yeah, because when I was drafted, I was a 4-seam guy, running up the upper part of the strike zone and curveball. As soon as I got down to camp and with the Royals, they said you're throwing a sinker and a slider.
That's what the sinker does. Has it put on the ground. Long throw across the diamond. Almost an amazing play. Still a good play by Rendon, but when you're right with that sinker, you have guys like Rendon running all around.
So going back to the point when you just put a lot more pressure on your middle finger to create that sink action, and just a little bit of a pronation of your wrist to work it down in the strike zone, just like Slegers is able to do. Just beat it out. Got him hustling down the line.
Seth Brown hit a 2-run homer back in the 2nd inning. So young Mark Gubicza signs, and all that he had done to get to this point, become a pro, which is a dream come true, and then is asked to, I don't know, completely change. Was that tough?
Yeah, whatever they asked me to do. If they wanted me to watch the uniforms after the game, I would have been doing that too. So I just immediately went and I actually called my dad. He pitched some minor league baseball too, and I said, Dad, what about a slider? He goes, think about throwing a football. And then I started, just thinking that same action I would throw a football. That's how I was able to start throwing my slider more instead of that big 12-6 curveball. And then I was able to change speeds with the slider. So it was a great thing that they actually asked me to do as far as slider and even the sinker, because I kept the ball in the ballpark. If I forced the opponent to get 3 or 4 hits against me in an inning to score.
And look, if you think about Slegers pitching at Notre Dame Prep in Scottsdale, Arizona, lost his senior year, pitching at Indiana. I mean, we can reach out to Terry Smith, who coached him. But I'm guaranteeing you with that kind of size that it wasn't always as is. It was probably fastball, breaking ball. I just marvel at the trust, right? I marvel at the trust you had, probably he has had to have, to change who you are as a pitcher.
Yeah, you think maybe Chris Young, another tall pitcher, now that one of the GM for the Rangers, he used to ride that 4-seam fastball upstairs because he was taller. It's easier to do that. A little more difficult. That's why I was a drop and drive pitcher. I really used my lower half. And I used to watch a lot of pitchers when I was a kid, watching, the Saturday game of the week or that Monday night game, and I would see Tom Seaver pitch.
Seaver, that's what I thought of.
And I'd drop and drive. That would allow me to get my arm in that angle and get down in the strike zone consistently. It was fun to be able to watch guys like that, how they threw the baseball. Watch a Fergie Jenkins to how he threw a baseball. Watch Tom Seaver, Jim Palmer. Just to watch all of them religiously to see what they were doing to be effective. You know, I was different than all of them really as far as the way they threw, but there was some similarities in what they were trying to do on the mound with every different hitter at the plate.
For sure, different and stuff, there's no doubt. You used that same kind of drop and drive to sink the baseball, which those guys weren't doing. Yet you created that power. You always threw hard, but it was hard with life.
It's a pretty good stop here by Drew Butera on a breaking ball in the dirt, just turning his body, keeping that glove in position to keep it on his body so both runners could not advance into scoring position.
That one's up and in. That's ball 4. So he'll cut the fastball too. We're talking about making him move down. He'll also cut the fastball. You could see it there. Where's my mind? I'm trying to think, and you can help me. I'm kind of old guy, new guy, right? Around this team in depth in the 80s as a kid, and then as a young broadcaster, 2000, 2001, and then just as a fan from a distance. Remind me of guys that sinker ballers, halos that really leaned on that pitch through the years that you can recall. I remember both Brian Cooper and Scott Schoenweiss aren't huge names, but they both threw the ball down with sinking action in about 2000.
Kurt McCaskill would do that too. He was a guy that worked down there. Ron Romanek, remember him in the mid 80s too. The guys that I remember, the contemporary ones, that Kevin Brown would have that power sinker.
I hope Mr. Romanek and Mr. McCaskill take no offense to what I'm about to say. There you go. That's what you're talking about.
And he's the one that told me about wearing that basketball knee pad on my knee because I would bang it onto the dirt and have that, little padding there. And from that point forward, I never had any discomfort in my knee. Because he said,
crazy,
yeah,
by the way.
And I just went right up to him. I told that story before. Just asked him about that. And I had a weird arm angle too, and that's why I had a long conversation with Don Drysdale about the way he threw the baseball too, because he had a little 3/4 delivery. I mean, you get all that information, you get all the data you want, but you want to have contemporaries or even guys in the past to help you along the line as a pitcher.
Bouncing ball, foul ball, third base line. Here's what I recall about two guys you just mentioned, Ron Romanek, Kurt McCaskill. I was, 16, 17 years old, intimate with this team, working at the ballpark every day. What in my mind I saw from my young eyes was, boy, they got a lot out of a little. These weren't guys that could blow it by you. These were smart pitchers, especially Romanek. He was a big guy, big like you, but he didn't throw hard at all.
And I look back at both of those guys, when they released the baseball, they were a fifth infielder. They saved runs defensively as a pitcher, so they were doing everything they could to be out there in that 7th, 8th, and 9th inning and keeping the opponent from scoring too many runs.
McCaskill, former hockey player,
yes,
correct?
Yes.
You could take him, though.
Good golfer, too. I wouldn't want to mess with him on the golf course either.
There's that heavy sink. That's the sinker we're talking about. He thought he swung at a strike, but then again, it dove.
Hey, Al, I'm just wondering, during the demo on MLB Tonight, what was that meatball you threw?
Meatball? I think you're misunderstanding. That was a hitting demonstration, and that's what I was supposed to do.
Oh, he go home, baby.
Right. I think that ball's still traveling. Any farther, and you need a flight plan for it.
Next question.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
compared to the cozy and cool environment over at the Coliseum. So if you're an Angels hitter, I mean, right now I got to be thinking there's a lot of game left. He is not a good pitcher on the road. And then against the Angels, his last 3 outings, guys, ERA of 7.43. And then on top of that, Gooby, what happens on day games around this ballpark? That's right, the ball flies. Get a good pitch a hit, elevate, and let it fly.
7 home runs allowed already for Sean Manaea this season. Let's get it rolling with the long ball here today.
And the Angels usually do quite better against lefties that are firm throwers than soft tossers, and that's the history. Remember last time they saw Julio Urias against the Dodgers. Got on him quickly.
Drew Butera comes up empty. There's definitely some funk to his delivery.
So watch the knee go up and slightly tilt back, and that is something a lot of lefties don't do nowadays. Little slight turn towards second base, keep everything in check.
Well, he's a big guy. He's out every day watching these last couple days before his start here today, and he's working on different things, whether it's playing some soccer out in the outfield, doing some extra running, keeping his lower half strong. That's so important for pitchers, that lower half to be strong and stable. Good balance he has, and then the drive. You can see how strong that lower half is for Sean Manaea as he delivers that baseball pointing right towards the target.
We talk about, whip action in that arm, Gooby. It's nice and fresh, especially from this view. He's got a lot of whip in that left-hander's arm.
He's always been tweaking his secondary pitches. The blazing fastball from that unique arm angle, hiding of the baseball has been there. The slider's been a work in progress. You folks remember John Wasden, who pitched in the big leagues for a long time. He had a big part in helping him with this slider. Good fastball there to Butera.
Yeah, he's not overtimed with his fastball anymore. It's going to be only 91, 92. He used to throw a little harder to four-seam fastball. But that illusion as if you're on it as a hitter, when it's elevated just above the strike zone, is tough to make contact.
When he threw his no-hitter back in 2018, he actually put together a club record 14 consecutive hitless innings. No-hitter against the Red Sox, April 21st.
Hope to see Fletch go one of those elevated fastballs right down his alley.
2-0 the count. David was 2 for 3 last night. Moving the view up a little bit further, though. He's 4 of his last 32.
We saw Iglesias mix in a walk in this series. Fletch, possibility here.
Inside. That is tough to do, to walk that man. For Justin Upton, he's leading off. It's almost 1,800 games without being at the top of the order. This is a crazy list. 12 players all time. More games played before their first ever assignment at the top of the order. Just take a gander. If you're a baseball fan, you recognize almost all of these names.
Yes.
Wow. Reggie, the record.
Imagine facing Reggie leading off a game. How about Duke Snyder, Norm Cash?
I don't know, recall that day. So I was around down there, working down below in October of '86. I don't know why Gene Mock opted to do that day.
He was a scientist. He was always trying to think of a way to get a run early.
It was to get him some love from the home crowd, or whichever crowd he was in front of. He just had one at bat that day and was pinch hit for. Getting ready for the postseason, folks. You remember that.
Good swing for Upton. A lot of room now. Right side of the infield. Remember, you got him to chase a changeup first at bat. If he tries a changeup, just kind of punch it on the ground through that hole. You need base runners.
Inside. And Justin Upton made his debut in 2007. He did so in the middle of a pennant race. His manager is sitting on the seat in the first base dugout, Bob Melvin. Now on the other side. Mentored him through his first few years in the big leagues with Arizona. Upton chases away. Couple of strikeouts in this one. He's now 0 for his last 13. Continues to scuffle.
Even his walk back to the dugout, you look at Justin, he's had such a good, solid career with a lot of power. This looks caught in between pitches. Late on a fastball there. Looked like he was anticipating a changeup to try to punch it that way. That was the right approach on a changeup, but the fastball got by him.
0-1 the count to Phil Gosselin. Throw it over any softer there, Sean. Nice little toss. Game 1 of that doubleheader Thursday. He had an Ohtani Trout-like day, if you will.
Yes.
In case you missed it, he was 2 for 3. He doubled, he homered, and a career high 4 RBIs. Gosselin gets under that one just a bit. Ramon Laureano puts that one away through 3. The A's lead it 4-0.
Behold the Tree Dasher by Allbirds. The planet's first proper running shoe, made from natural materials like, well, trees. Mile after mile after mile. The Tree Dasher keeps your feet going while reducing your carbon footprint. Break a sweat, not the planet. Allbirds.
Nerds! Oh, thanks. It's cool, I can...
No, I got it.
Sweet unholy cobalt. Is Brad's car better than mine? Better sign-up bonus? Better travel perks? Is that how Brad took that trip to Barcelona? Wait, Barcelona? Barcelona?
Steve, I got it on NerdWallet.
Ah. You said all that out loud.
Want a better credit card? We've got you. From the best rates to the best rewards, for all your credit card questions, turn to the nerds.
Thursday, June 17th. Angels.com/tickets beginning May 28th to purchase tickets. A lot of families here, a lot of youngsters here today. First Angels game, we saw the sign a moment ago. We're so glad you're here.
going to be a lot of fun when we see everyone filling these seats. Got to get going back to winning baseball.
Slegers has that one lifted firm to left. Nearly got out of here. Upton plays it off the wall. And that a single for Murphy. Hit hard, but just a single. Jep doing a nice job turning quickly, playing it barehanded.
Big time prospect for the A's over the last few seasons. The Angels have seen he's strong. He can hit the ball hard. This sinker that had more lateral movement than sink movement, and he was quick on it. Nice play by Upton. Off the wall and gets it in quickly to prevent another extra base hit for the A's in this game.
One 1-0 the count to Luis Barrera. You knew it, Gooby, didn't you, when it came off your fingertips that sinker was not going to sink? I'm guessing you just held your breath when you threw those.
But he pulled it foul.
Yeah.
They just have enough running lateral movement. It would be on the inside part, and he pulled it foul. And you can tell right off your fingertips that it's not going to have that sink action as a sinker ball pitcher. A lot of times you can't control that. It'll run in and hit a right-handed batter if you drop your wrist enough.
Fights it off. There's the first big league hit for Luis Barrera. Worked hard to get here. Thanks his dugout. Hopes to get a shot at that baseball. He had a bunch of hits in the minor leagues. Now he's got one at the highest level.
Yeah, running down the line, he was pointing to the dugout. He probably said, listen, I'm getting a hit at this at bat. That was a pretty good pitch. This is a good piece of hitting. And he's running down there pointing to the guys. I got that first hit. Told you I'm going to try to get a sinker.
Tamboril in the Dominican Republic is where Barrera hails from. Started to move on to the radar about a decade ago. He was playing the Dominican team in the Junior Caribbean Series in Venezuela. A year later he was signed on International Signing Day. That one flattens out. Slegers hops off the mound, makes a play. Time now for a quick word from our good friends with Hyundai.
Up to 3 years of complimentary maintenance. It's yours on every new Hyundai.
A jog out from Joe Madden. Cishek is warming. Is he making the call? He is. Side wheeler. Mr. Cishek comes on. We'll step aside.
What's worse, having erectile dysfunction or having to talk about it? You'd be surprised how many men I've talked to that struggle with that choice. And it's why I started Roman, because getting help shouldn't be difficult. With Roman, we've made it easy to connect with a healthcare professional online. They'll work with you to find the right treatment plan, and if prescribed, your medication will ship discreetly to your door. Simple, straightforward, and the way healthcare should be. Roman, let's take care of it.
It's not just because Boll & Branch organic cotton sheets are incredibly soft. They are. And it's not just that they're free from toxins and made by people who are paid and treated fairly. That's true too. It's because home is where the magic happens. And with better sheets made in safer ways, home makes the world a better place. Boll & Branch. Right now, try for 30 nights risk-free and get free shipping at bollandbranch.com.
what he's been doing so far, and yes, he's been working extremely hard on that defense. Look at that catch to his left, covering that ground, that alley, just before the 380 on the track. Shows the ball, Joe. Outstanding with an Arco top-tier play with the bat. Also, a lot of strikeouts, but perhaps there's some progress being made in some of the areas Joe Bundy even mentioned today, guys, for Joe Adell.
They have the power there. The home runs are coming, and they're coming very fluidly. Jose, here's one from earlier today. I'll let you break it down.
Well, Joe, not only exciting everybody with the glove, but also look at the follow through. Big part of the field. That's what they wanted to concentrate on. Big part of the field. Let it fly. Stay inside the ball. Get some backspin. That's one over the 380. Seems to be a sign he likes. It's a good visual, Darren.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty short, quick, aggressive swing, too. Long with the follow-through, short with the approach. It looked like it was pretty level through the zone from what I saw.
You're right on the money.
I'm learning. You guys are teaching me.
And by the way, Matt Theis is back to catching in the minor leagues.
Ramon Laureano against Steve Cishek, trying to keep it at 4-0. Infield in halfway. And it's a rocket shot that's foul.
You figure you could play a little bit deeper with a catcher at third base, but you're facing a hitter right now to swing the bat so well. It's not going to be a lot of fun as an infielder. Playing a little bit closer to the plate against Laureano, how well he's hit the ball this entire series.
One and one the count to Laureano.
The best bet would be to run a fastball right on his hands.
That was it. That's exactly what he threw him. And you know what? Because of that extended strike zone on that side, he got a call of a strike as well.
Now you have a hitter because you think you know the strike zone, but it's called a strike, so you're more apt to chase something out of the zone. So with 2 strikes, you're going to try to get him to chase something off the plate away and down.
Away. Okay, I thought you might say further in. All right, let's see. Yeah, he got him to chase a fastball. I thought, Gooby, you were right on. I thought it might be one of those spinning sliders. He elevated.
But because he made him aware of a fastball in, it opened up the outer half. And even going back to some of those former pitchers, I said I had conversation with Don Drysdale, said every single at bat a hitter has a part of the plate, and you have a part of the plate as a pitcher. You just can never allow him to know what part of the plate is his every at bat. And that's the mindset that Cishek had there. Fastball in. He was thinking, okay, I'm going to own that inside part of the plate, and then he went away.
Career appearance, by the way, number 615 for Steve. He's been at it for a long time, and they don't just hand these jobs out for no reason. It's been Florida, then Miami as they change, St. Louis, Seattle, Cubs, and the White Sox.
A former Angel and Cleveland Indian, now Houston Astro. Joe Smith picked up his 800th appearance the other day.
And the one thing Steve will tell you, and again, it's a luck stat. I want to be honest. There is luck involved because you could inherit a runner at third and get a ground ball out to the third baseman, get it out, and that run will score. But he will tell you, look, I've inherited 16. I'm not liking I've had 10 of the 16 score.
He's gotten better of late with that.
Yes, he has. In 2018, when he pitched for the Cubs, and he pitched a lot, he made 80 appearances. He inherited 59 base runners that year. 59. And only 17 scored. That's how you do it. Fire it over the strike zone. That's extended. And the count 3-2.
Don't you got to try that again? If he's going to call that, and you got to be ready if you're Anthony Rendon your way. got to throw that same pitch. You have to throw that same pitch.
Through a strike. He gets a swing and a miss. He had an engaged hitter, though, because he knew if it was anywhere between the dugout and home plate, it'd be called.
Carlos, where did your signature term placata come from?
Placata is just an expression my brothers and I used when we were kids. It means good, solid contact, usually resulting in a home run.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
Every time he steps up to the plate, goes into his windup, or runs one down.
Oh, you won't see a better one than that.
He competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Favorites. I mean, we just try not to, but look at this. Oh. Wait, are you kidding me, Mom? Seriously? Yeah, we try not to. We love you all the same, kids. So.
Yes.
I'm going to be in the seats Tuesday. You going to toss me a foul ball when you catch one?
Yeah, I might have a little sinker on it, though.
Nice.
That'd be a tough play for you.
Loading up the family truckster coming to the Halos game. Anthony Rendon.
That's got to be like an incredible thrill for a fan to come to the game and get a baseball, foul ball, or just a souvenir like that.
Yep.
I went to a ton of games back home in Philly, and I never even got close to getting a baseball.
Really?
Ever. Wasn't easy up that 700 level at Veterans Stadium either to get a baseball, unless Willie Stargell hit it, but it never did.
How steep were those stairs?
Yeah, oh, unbelievable. I remember just looking down and like, I really can't see. I was just typical Philly fan. Whoever they were booing, I was just booing along with them. Right. I had no idea why, but I was just going to stay the course.
I mean, with your upbringing and your intense Philly background, did you ever have a couple of tough starts in a row when you're a big leaguer and just boo yourself in the mirror?
I've had, punch in the jaw a few times just to wake myself up. Yes. Unfortunately, yes.
I really didn't mean for you to go next level on me. I just said boo, not punch. But okay, 2-2.
No. My job was to give us a chance to win. If I didn't do that, I was not real happy with myself.
Fair enough. Rendon gets a line drive right into the defense. Hey, Sean Manaea. I'm sure he's found the mirror sometimes and dropped a few boos on himself. He's had some tough outings against the Angels.
That's why you still feel if you just get some base runners, that doubt is still in your mind. It doesn't matter how well you're throwing. You know you've had your troubles against an opponent. Just a couple base runners, and all of a sudden you start to doubt yourself.
Change up strike one to Juan Lagares.
We can go back to Anthony Rendon. He hasn't got a lot of hits of late, but now it's a line drive. He picked up a walk. So there's some signs that he's getting his timing together.
Yeah, 1 for his last 16, Rendon, but in those 20 plate appearances, he does have 4 walks. And well, they need him. There's no other way to put it. They need him, and quick.
2 balls and 1 strike the count. Lagares is on with a base hit into left field.
Boy, he hit the ball hard.
That has definitely been his thing. And his last 12 games now, slugging over 500. A bunch of doubles, got a triple as well.
That triple is a rocket down the right field line. That's a rocket to left field. His balance has been good at getting through the baseball extremely well.
One and 0 the count to Iglesias. Men in red getting nudged a little bit by the home crowd.
Good idea for Iglesias to step out. Anytime a pitcher holds the ball that long, he wants to change up the sequence.
Shot, base hit, right field. Lagares will go first to third. Angels in business, 1 out. Back-to-back hits, Juan Lagares, Jose Iglesias.
And there you go. That doubt is going to be created in the mind of Sean Manaea now. 2 hits for Iglesias. Jumped on a high pitch. He went David Fletcher on a high changeup. Great swing on that one for Iglesias. Not easy to get anything over Matt Olson's head at first base. Walsh, who hit the ball hard last time, but a nice play by Matt Chapman prevented a hit. His first at bat against Sean Manaea in his career.
13th time this season that Jose Iglesias has had a multi-hit game. Has yet to have a 3-hit game. He'd love to have one of those this afternoon. Walsh reached on a fielder's choice back in the 2nd inning. Walsh hits it hard, diving play by Kemp, tries to get the lead runner and does. A run scores. That's an incredible play by Kemp. It is a 4-1 game, but he was 100% completely laid out to make that play.
He's made a couple plays like that with this full body extension, diving to make it a play, and made a defense play on the pop-up earlier this season for Oakland. Here, another would-be base hit robbed against Jared Walsh.
Scoop by Pinder too.
The presence of mind right away to think get that lead runner at second.
One and 0 the count to Taylor Ward.
Well, if that gets through, Sean Manaea would really start to doubt himself against the Angels. You know as a pitcher who you pitch well against and who you struggle against, no matter who's on that team. It could be a completely different lineup, but you know the numbers.
Defies logic, but it's accurate.
Yep.
It really does.
Yep.
Sometimes it's the ballpark, the way you see home plate in that stadium as a pitcher. Well, you did it a long time, but were there ever ballparks where you felt on the road, man, I feel real comfortable here? Other ballparks you thought, I'm not as comfortable here.
Yeah, Yankee Stadium felt comfortable. Oakland. Tiger Stadium, no. And I'm just hoping they don't find those numbers. I don't want to reflect on those numbers. But at home, though, it was a different story against the Tigers. But at that ballpark, especially with that high grass, you think it would be perfect for me in the infield? No.
Just curious because, again, never standing out there the major leagues, only in the minors, but different perspectives, home plate, where you sit comfortably, how the fans sit on top of you.
Yeah, I just felt that I was almost like I was thrown uphill at Tiger Stadium.
Interesting.
And it was in my mind. It was completely in my mind that I could not pitch well there. But then same team, same roster at home, it was a different story.
Chase is up and out of the zone. They do come up with one, hoping to scratch some more, down 3.
The ballpark is better when we're all here together. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Join the team and help us all get back to doing what we love together.
How the Angels got here with all the moves they made. They have
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
Padres. His 12th home run of the season, going 441 feet. And he's missed some games this year, but 12th home run for Tatis Jr. It's funny, we go back to looking at Joe Adele, lean body like that kind of power. You know, you never want to put any comparisons right away until you've proven up at the major league level, but a lot of similarities as far as the height and the build of Joe Adele and Tatis Jr. And the way the ball's jumping off the bat this year in the minor leagues at AAA for Joe Adele, it's impressive with 9 in 16 games.
9 home runs, Google, there's no doubting. He was learning how to connect better. For Joe Adele. Tatis, figure this out. His dad brought him to the St. Louis Cardinals on showcases 19 different times. 19 different times the Cardinals said, we're going to pass.
And he joined a very, very deep organization with regard to prospects. It'd be players from the Caribbean or players from North America up here in the 48 states. I mean, Padres are deep.
As I recall, he was traded to the Padres, correct?
The White Sox.
Yeah, from the White Sox.
Yeah. So
they draft him, they sign him, and then he joins a deep team of young prospects. That's right now, that's a team that's in a really good position.
They're playing really good baseball right now. Really, really good baseball.
You've got guys like C.J. Abrams and Mackenzie Gore who aren't even there yet.
I can't wait to see him pitch, too.
Just off the plate outside. That day will come, and when it does, and we all see Joe Adele here, whatever it's supposed to be, whenever it's deemed to be. In the meantime, all he can do is control his own at-bats, right?
And get better defensively, and he's starting to get there, too.
Hit on the ground, a couple of steps to his left. Time now for a quick word from Jack in the Box.
Everything's better with cheddar, like my new 2 for $5 cheddar biscuit breakfast sandwiches with cheddar baked right in.
Matt Chapman walked and scored, reached on a fielder's choice. I think if we've learned anything from Adele, and I had a bit of a head start from a lot of folks seeing him as an amateur in high school. I was very close with Adele when he tried to make the 18U USA baseball squad and carry North Carolina, as that's turned into an out, and he didn't. He was probably the best athlete there, but he didn't make Team USA, and all he did was use it as motivation and push himself way up that draft list by the time his senior year came around.
You're seeing that pattern again, because last year the way he struggled, he came out in the spring training and says, you know what, you're going to see the real me soon. And you're seeing the real Joe Adele now in AAA. Before long, may see him here.
Man, that's why I liken the two, having been around Joe a bunch when he was young. Two outs for Seth Brown. Still trying to make quick work of things. He's had a good look and a good intent, a good pacing to him today. His strike throwing has certainly been there for him. Uncomfortable swing and a slider there.
Yeah, having hitters guess the wrong pitch. Good try to get a chase up and away. Now you got a chance to either go back over the slider or have a little sinker going down and away.
Boy, it's been a great 8 games for this right-hander. Has yet to allow a run. Boy, he's on a roll, Steve is.
Ballpark is better when we're all here together. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Join the team and help us all get back to doing what we love together.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Hey, Pedro. Hey, Pedro. What was it like when you won your first Cy Young Award?
Well, I was...
What about when you won the pitching Triple Crown?
Well,
How did you feel when you won a World Series?
I was,
Hey, Pedro.
Man, this guy asked a lot of questions.
Hey, Pedro. Pedro.
He might make a good MLB Network analyst if you let someone answer a question.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
Oh, and what's it like to be an 8-time All-Star?
Well, I was,
and what about getting into the Hall of Fame?
Hitting coaches, Jerry Maritas, he's going to go out there and encourage guys, because Darren and Gooby, you know very well, there's been so many line drives and hot balls coming off the Angels' bats that you have to just keep guys encouraged, not so much on what they're seeing results-wise, but on the approach, which to me has been very solid against Manaea tonight.
Kurt Suzuki called upon to pinch hit. 1-0 the count. Reed, Paul Sorrento, hitting instructors for the Halos.
I wonder if something came up with Drew Butera.
Add John Maley to that list also, who came along with Joe Madden. He knows very well from his days of the Cubs as a hitting instructor.
John's been doing it for a long time, has such a unique background.
Yes, very seasoned.
Wow, that's a tough pitch to even think about swinging at. Pretty high in the strike zone and about a baseball or two off the plate.
Struck out in his lone at bat back in the third inning. As Gooby was saying, if we do find out anything about Drew Butera, we'll let you know. Suzuki and the likelihood would take it the rest of the way. College World Series champion Suzuki at Fullerton in 04 as we're heading into a week from today will be the field of 64 announced, or I should say a week from tomorrow, I believe it is. Looking forward to finding that out. And a journey to Omaha. Suzuki will do it again.
They need a new bat.
Yeah, you can hear that. Meantime, the women are off and running too. They're in their first weekend of regionals. Regionals this weekend, Supers next weekend.
How great is that to see that again?
After all they went through last year, both the men and the women, I couldn't agree with you more. Into the catcher's mitt it goes.
In the game, Shohei Ohtani averaged just under a strikeout per innings pitched. 6 strikeouts today into the 5th inning. Always with the contact second. Baseball at 90.1%. Out of zone contact too at 83.8. Consistently putting the ball in play on elevated pitches, whether it's fastballs or secondary pitches upstairs.
Fletch takes in 2-0 the count.
Fletch with a big deep breath thinking, you know, I already got a walk. 2-0 count.
3-0 the count to the patient one. Mike Myers.
Is it possible 2 walks in the game for Fletch?
Just those 5 walks all year coming in. 3-2 the count. Fletch off the end of the bat. Fly ball center. And here locally, UCLA. Here in a little bit, they'll go toe-to-toe with Minnesota trying to move on to a super. They'll host, should they win, Virginia Tech in a super regional. guessing I have more of a Pack-friendly audience watching this. The Pack wasn't too pleased with how the seedings went on the women's side. Here's Jay up. UCLA figuring they, of the higher seeds and of the home hosts, they'll just do their best to move on. Jay Up's got himself a base hit. That's got to feel good. At the leadoff spot for the first time ever in his career. He had struck out the first 2 times, and you even noticed, not defeated completely, but looking pretty beaten up walking back to the dugout last
just getting caught in between pitches. This time he's ready for a fastball, the lower third, and he lines it between Chapman and Pinder for a base hit.
Want to know the count to Phil Gosselin. Struck out looking, flied out to center. We need to go ahead and turn the goose loose here.
I was just going to say, man, we got to hear that from you.
Yeah, it's time. At that time, a changeup 1 and 2. Maybe a breaking ball, a little tilt to it. One of those games where you're being handled by an opposing pitcher, and even though it's only 3, at this point feels larger than that.
Seems like I was one of those set-up fastballs to throw an off-speed pitch coming right back. The opponents have not exactly powered this changeup, but a pretty good batting average against this changeup. We have 327 versus his changeup. No home runs allowed on that pitch.
Ouch. Kept breaking until it finally got him. You hope he's all right, but it's a base runner once you find out he's okay.
Just like that, you have the tying run coming to the plate and Anthony Rendon. As crazy as this is felt, boy, you have a chance.
He's fortunate there, Gooby. Sorry to interrupt. This is just above the kneecap. I mean, just above.
He's trying to walk it off.
You hit that square, you're in trouble. But you're right. A big chance for a man who wants to bear this responsibility in Anthony Rendon. Oh, 0-1.
That is tough. That's pretty hard not to swing at that pitch after the one before was called a strike.
Last year.
So far he stayed away. He remembers that pitch he hit out against him on the inside part of the plate. How good would that look now?
Soft, and then firm up. I mean, he really set him up nicely for that pitch.
Remember game 1, he almost tied the game up. Laureano brought back a would-be 2-run home run that would have tied it up at 6.
Two and 2 the count. Upton at second, Goslin at first.
First time you had to see him look in there to look with the throw. What sign? You like that as a hitter.
Left-handers at 100 pitches. No one throwing in the A's bullpen. When I say 100, just shy, 97. As they start to slowly move around out there. Out toward short. Not this time for Rendon.
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
Liner, and it falls in. And that's a strikeout. To the warning track, it's out of here. He struck him out swinging, and he lines one. It's gone.
Jim, now that you're an analyst at MLB Network, do you find that your days are easier?
Hey, Jim, here's a research packet for tonight's show. I'll see you on the set in 5.
Maybe a little easier.
The analyst of MLB Tonight on MLB Network.
Jersey Mike's. Members receive a clear backpack, a t-shirt, a mask, and more for $18. Visit angels.com/juniorangels. It was like a wave of youngsters heading up the aisle there. That was like we had central casting for that shot. 1-0 the count. Suzuki stays in behind the plate. Stretching Cishek out a little bit. Why not? We talked about, well, this is appearance number 8 in a row in which he's been really good. Opponents with an on base of below 200 against him during that time.
Good sink action there at 91. It's a hitter you're tracking that's flattening the last second. The sink on the inside corner is a right-handed batter against him.
Outside corner, strike 3. Wow.
Then runs the express back on the corner. Dylan Bundy, a tough one today. Let's take a look at our Frontier play sense and what happened with Dylan today. Trying to get that fastball in drifted out over the plate against Matt Olson. Another fastball here to Seth Brown. It didn't quite get to that spot where they wanted to throw it. Turns on it. Same thing to Tony Kemp. Fastball. Supposed to be outside part of the plate. Just command of his fastball today. The difference for Dylan Bundy. 3 times extra base hits on his fastball.
Meantime, Cishek just stacking them up. He worked at, Steve did in Massachusetts at a gas station in high school where you could have a payment device, one of those speed passes, and his teammates nicknamed him Speed Pass, and his friends back in high school. He was absolutely Speed Pass today. Boy, he's been good the last while.
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
Hey, Uncle Dan.
Zach, go ahead.
So, what's your approach after a bad show?
A bad show? You think I had a bad show?
Well, you flubbed 2 lines in the intro segment. How did you feel about that?
How did I feel? Next question.
Okay. What was on your mind when?
What was on my mind? Boy, I hope my nephew Zach doesn't ask any dumb questions.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
Agency. May is Mental Awareness Month. Go to www.ochealthinfo.com to learn more. And by Heffernan Insurance. This has been an A+ day today as it pertains to youngsters and families gathering at the ballpark. Full capacity coming up here in a couple of weeks, mid-June. Meantime, Mike Myers, we talked about how good Cishek has been. You kind of flip it over for Mike. It's been a tough go in his last 7 games. 11 hits allowed, 9 runs overall. An OPS of 1151 against opposing hitters. So let's see if he can right the ship as he faces Luis Pereira, who hits a high fly ball to left. Upton puts it away.
He'll take a quick out like that. Get back to hitting. Just down by 3. Halos down 4-1. Hitting in the bottom of 6th.
Hey, Uncle Dan.
Zach, go ahead.
So, what's your approach after a bad show?
A bad show? You think I had a bad show?
Well, you flubbed 2 lines in the intro segment. How did you feel about that?
How did I feel? Next question.
Okay. What was on your mind when?
What was on my mind? Boy, I hope my nephew Zach doesn't ask any dumb questions.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Here's a couple passionate fans here back on May 5th when Mike Trout was hit by Yarbrough pitch. They're not real happy about Mike Trout getting hit by the pitch and letting everyone know on the other side they're not real happy. But what does Mike Trout do? He signs a baseball and sends it over. Along with Ryan Yarbrough, the same thing to the young fans. Good friend, that's a great job by both. Mike Trout sending the baseball over their sign, say, way to go, way to protect me. Not happy getting hit by a pitch. Love that. I love that passion. That look they had. Yeah.
Well, a new look. Bert Smith takes over. And for Sean Manaea, he exercised some demons against the Halos. I mean, he pitched really, really well.
Mix the matches, change up, occasional curveball, that slinging that fastball upper third. Avoided that fastball down. George Smith fastball 91-96, curveball and a changeup.
Drafted twice out of junior college. This little breaking ball called a strike. 0-2 the count to Lagares. Then went to Norman, Oklahoma. Pitched there for the Sooners. Birch is a Texan from San Antonio. That one comes back just enough to engage Lagares, and he swings right through it.
Paints the outside corner, 93. Four-seam Getty up.
Bittersweet Symphony from the Verve walks him up. He's had REM and the Verve. I'm telling you right now, young guy with some alternative taste for music.
Love it. It's right, I was going to say it's right up your alley.
Has he listened ever to Depeche Mode's Black Celebration album?
I'm guessing it's a
I'd
good
like
chance.
to share some with him so he maybe could
Yes.
pick another.
I think you should.
Another song. As that one is fouled off. Maybe it flies on the windscreen. 0-2 the count. Hitting 5 of his last 6, and now with today 6 of his last 7.
If he tries to run that fastball away like he just did.
As that one dives low. 2-2 the count. Angels on May the 2nd. Their record dropped to 500 at 13-13 in Seattle. But still at that 500 mark, and since then it's been an uphill battle. 6-14 since then in their next 20 games. Off day to regroup tomorrow, and then Texas comes to town. Look forward to seeing you Tuesday in the evening, Wednesday in the afternoon at the ballpark. That's a high breaking ball. That's strike 3.
This is looking for a 3-hit game, but a big curveball upper part of the strike zone catches the upper third. After 93, 95, about a 78-mile-an-hour curveball in there. Jared Walsh has hit the ball hard twice today. Nothing to show for it yet. Good play by Chapman. Even better play by Kemp against him.
Lefty's just 3 of 17 against Birch this year. Has not allowed a long ball to a righty or lefty. No home runs this year. 2-0 the count. Until now.
Calling it?
Yeah.
All right. That's one way to keep the defense away from you. Let a fan make a catch.
Walsh hits a high fly ball. Deep right field. Gone.
Did you? Did you, son?
Jared Walsh will enjoy that tour around the bases. Home run number 10.
Love it, son. Walshy's loving it too. A bomb. Double figures now in home runs with 10. Second RBI, get him 34. That's how you avoid the defense.
First homer allowed of the year.
And let's see if the fan made the play.
0-1 to count.
Baseball carried. Loving it.
Yeah, he did.
Yes, he did.
He did. He did.
Well, you prefer the fan to make the catch.
He did. He did. He did.
Look at that play. Liking it too. Oh, of course, Shohei Ohtani jersey. See, Shohei can even catch a ball in the stands. It's amazing what he's been able to do. Showed his running capabilities.
Here we go again, folks. Here we go again, where if you wear the jersey, you become the player.
Yes, believe.
I love the jersey. I have to figure out which jersey I'm going to wear Tuesday night as a fan. But I'm fully aware that I will get no better as an athlete. I'll look pretty cool.
You may think that.
What a 2 the count. Swings right through it. Well, one step closer. As Jared Walsh leans on it for the 10th time this year. Just had that feeling. Gave up quite a few myself.
My new money goal?
My new money goal?
We've got money goals.
Buy a place closer to my family down south.
Invest in black-owned companies.
Invest in green companies.
Invest for my daughter's future and my retirement at the same time.
Have a better credit card
than her.
Whatever your money goals, NerdWallet knows the smartest ways to make them happen. Compare and find the smartest credit cards, mortgages, and investing accounts on NerdWallet. For all your money questions, turn to the nerds.
It's our T-Mobile coverage cam. Beautiful day, high in the low 70s today. Patio, Jose, Gooby, and Sut, thanks for spending time with us. And our epic production team, our Valley Sports production team that reach new heights every day. Thank you guys, and thank you women for helping us. We're getting selfish though, because we love doing the best shows we can and entertaining you, but we're going to get greedy and go and ask for a win.
Yes.
3 more chances for the Halos. They're down a pair. And this is where last night, unfortunately for the Angels, they felt themselves in a position where should they awaken the bats, should they get things going, okay, they're right there, a couple of runs, the deficit, and then the bullpen just imploded last night. And this is where Cishek was epic and important. Myers can do the same thing.
Especially after scoring a run there in the 6th, you got a shot. Need a 0 put up by Mike Myers, something we saw a lot of last year, beginning part of the season. Walsh getting him closer with a home run, his 10th of the season.
Pretty amazing what he's doing, isn't it? I feel like, you know, he has done good things at Georgia, but folks, this is not a first-round pick. This is not a 10th-round pick. I mean, the draft coming up this summer, they've moved it back, and you know I like to refer back to it. It's something I'm around a lot anyway. As he fouls that one back. And Gooby, you were there when he awakened offensively last year, September 1st. Speaking of Jared Walsh. Folks, this is a 39th round pick.
Yeah. Really impressive. Just a change in his swing where he holds his hands. Thinking more line drive. Like most line drive hitters now, a home run is almost a mistake swing, and yet he was able to hit that one out. You'd like to see that. The power's still there, but don't go away from that good approach you have.
Into right field, down for a base hit for Kemp.
Going back to his day today for Jared Walsh. Mentioned the gloves for Oakland, preventing him from having 3 hits. His ball's hit well, and a very good play by the Gold Glove winner in Matt Chapman. And Kemp on the full dive on the extension takes another hit away. So Walsh goes, you know what? I'll let a fan try to make a great defensive play on me in the stands, and he does, but it's a home run.
Good reminder. You were talking about that, and when you visually see it, that's right. 2 really good plays.
Couldn't avoid the glove, the Gary Payton, the glove. So 2 defensive plays in the infield, and then by a fan in the stands.
And by the way, when you look at that 39th round back in 2015, there's no one else in the big leagues from that 39th round.
That's the beauty of the draft in baseball. That's why it was so tough to see that for a lot of young baseball players last year trying to fulfill their dream with his 5 rounds.
I would agree. And you hope they reach their dreams. What it did in the interim, though, I guess if there's a silver lining, is it made junior college and college baseball epic.
Yeah.
I mean, it raised the entire floor up from NAIA to junior college to 4-year schools. All these programs got deeper. But you're right. A lot of players that would have been 6th, 7th, 8th round picks last year and began their careers. Or a 39th round pick.
It's a good scoop by Suzuki on that overthrown breaking ball. You want to make sure you keep an eye on Kemp. Runs very well. 3 stolen bases this year. Oakland as a team, 22 stolen bases, 6 times they've been caught.
One more thought on Walsh. Just for the sake of having the discussion. 1,184 players were selected prior to his selection. 1,184 to the right side. I mean, look, night one, first 3 rounds, that's when the commissioner and Matty V, they're reading, they're reading the selections. By the time you get to Jared Walsh, it's like the assistant scouting director's son who's in 3rd grade who's helping out.
Just got to keep trying to fulfill your dream. Just never give up on that one. Believe in yourself. Look like you got him a chase.
Well, that's an uncomfortable swing, isn't it?
It's just a good sequence. And Mike Myers against him, the guy coming into this game 7 for 9, now 0 for 4 today. 2 groundouts and now 2 strikeouts.
Myers continues the role of keeping things stuck right here at 4-2. Hey, by the way, if you're just joining us, number 17 is available to pinch hit. We all find ourselves, whether we're penciling in the lineup as broadcasters or you're a fan who's walking to sit in your seat. Ooh, I wanted to see 17 play. Well, hopefully we will. Shohei, of course.
Yep.
For those of you a little bit late to the party.
This feels like Kemp is going to be trying to steal a base, or because Jed Lowry makes good contact, they may have a hit and run for Bob Melvin put on.
Tony Watson warming in the pen.
It's interesting watching Jed Lowry. He was looking at Kemp taking that lead. He was moving, and it kind of distracted him, and he took that pitch. With an open stance, sometimes you could see that as a left-handed batter. More than likely, you see that at second base. We want that base runner to be still.
Time now for a quick word from Kia.
Experience Kia's tough and ready lineup of all-wheel drive SUVs.
Look out over there, Mike Aldretti, by the way. Lowry spun him out of that coach's box.
Myers done a nice job as far as holding the baseball. Not allowing Kemp to get a bigger lead and getting that foot going and planting and going. There he goes now, though.
Throw down in time, cleans the bases up.
And you can see how excited Kurt Suzuki was to throw out the base runner. He's got to give credit to Mike Myers, as much as you like to sometimes say the pitcher's got to do a better job. Myers did a great job, and then a good throw by Suzuki to get Kemp. Huge caught stealing by Suzuki. Coming in the game after Butera left. Good throw by Kurt.
Full count, 2 outs. Feels good for the veteran, too. This has been a bit of an Achilles, if you will, for the Angels. And Suzuki, that's the third he has thrown out this year. 18 have been successful. Got him. Breaking ball. He's just got that feeling today, folks. Team in red's got to come back in him.
Each year, Americans waste $21 billion by overpaying on car insurance. That's why I went to thezebra.com. Because while every company claims to save you money on car insurance, the Zebra shows you who actually can.
Compare car insurance for free at thezebra.com today.
A lot can happen with a simple tell your story. Get people excited. To get connected, to share, and sell anywhere, and start making a different future. Start different at GoDaddy.com.
How the Angels got here with all the moves they made. They have
Meet Justin Upton. He's watching MLB Network.
Again, the lineup got deeper.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
They're deep. They're deep.
This is Jean. Jean drives an invisible car because transparency is really important to her. So she went to the Zebra. We helped her compare the top insurance companies.
Cam, the rally monkey, Carl's Cam, becomes a sensation during the 0-2 World Series run. I recall its birth prior to that, sitting in the radio broadcast booth when it was born. As we take you back in time, but look, the world learns about it with the Thunder Sticks and a World Series title. The Rally Monkey is a global sensation. Like Shohei, everyone knows of the Rally Monkey. And today, everyone got to take one home, or at least the majority of the folks. Defense can start a rally, though. Good relief pitching and defense. Kurt Suzuki did himself a favor here. Myers helped as well.
Yeah, going for a pitch on the outside part of the plate, a better chance as a catcher to catch and throw out a good base runner. And Tony Kemp quick on the transfer and right on the money on the throw to Anthony Rendon at second base. Not too often you see a 2-5 as far as a caught stealing with the third baseman at the second base bag.
He's been at it for a long time, Sergio Romo. A moment ago, we had Sergio Romo and Tony Watson side by side warming in the pen. When you look at the simple numbers there, that is close to 1,500 appearances between the two. 38 years old, career game number 750 for Sergio Romo.
It's no secret to his success. It's going to be that little sinker, a lot of sliders. Fastballs, 84, 88, sharp slider, changes speeds with it, and a changeup.
I mean, like a safe cracker out there. Again, it's been a guy against all odds from the moment he made it, and yet keeps getting the baseball, earning a paycheck at the big leagues. Oh, by the way, rings certainly as well. Raleigh, California, Sergio Romo. Played all over the place collegiately. Arizona Western and Yuma, North Alabama and Florence, Alabama, and then Colorado Mesa University and Grand Junction.
It's a tough matchup with Hunter Wintelstedt behind the plate. How he calls that pitch off the outside corner with Romo on the mound. He tested it right away.
Why not, right?
Yep.
Just one home run allowed this year for Romo. We saw the ERA, though, a little bit higher for the right-hander than he's used to seeing. Awkward swing on a breaking ball. There's that pesky slider. And down goes Suzuki. Jose Mota looking forward to Tuesday night. It's a player takeover night.
How about this? Former teammate Mark Gubicza, your colleague and our colleague, and Bobby Grich. Bring it on, Gritchy. Mustache and all. One of the guys that obviously I came here to the Big A to watch him play as a youngster, and talk about a hero and somebody that really stood up for a lot. One of the players are enjoying nowadays, Gooby, in terms of representation, arbitration, and perhaps free agency. He was involved in a lot of those meetings.
And a lot of people, in conversation continues on, that they think potentially a Hall of Fame player, Bobby Grich.
So, Darren, I'll sit back and just listen to those two guys talk, Gooby and Richie.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
We will break down some of those numbers, too, and make a case why Bobby Grich should be considered. He's one of the all-time greats, defensive second baseman.
Now, the first one I watched, guys, I was in Florida, dialed it up, watched it, enjoyed it. Mark Langston joined you guys. No offense, I'm not going to watch this one live. I'm coming.
You're coming.
The game.
So we'll wave at you.
I'll throw popcorn at you guys.
Please, by all means.
Use your app.
Oh, I'm ready. I already got the tickets on the app. Come on now. I'm going to order my food, I think. I don't know. I'm going to try and be a cool tech guy.
It's just good to bring the memories, the stories, but also the clubhouse talk pretty much.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'll go back and watch it, though, after once I get home, as far as you know. 1-2 the count. Connected with Bobby Grich. I'm kind of excited to see how things go. It's a huge man for a second baseman.
There was a time when they used to talk like guys like Bobby Grich. Remember Rick Burleson?
Sure.
Guys that play tough defense. I mean, you're running the bases. They let you know with a tag or with a decoy that they were serious. He was one of those guys, Bobby, right in that mold.
Boy, Fleck's seeing some pitches today. Work the walk. Gonna fly ball to center field on a 3-2 pitch. 3-2 count again. Gets on base. Up that would represent the tying run.
Fletch opens up early, shoots it down the line and into the seats.
I'm going to say this, 73 games since the last home run for Fletch. But how about that? 2 walks in the game, though.
Has not done that this season until now. Not a surprise he had, what, 5 coming in all year. August 23rd of last year.
Yeah, he had 2 walks and 3 times last year.
But the leadoff hitter now. Put him in there to infuse some confidence, have a little fun with the game. Let's see if it pays dividends later in the game.
Like a pinch hitter for Goslin and Jose Rojas on deck.
Justin Upton into that left center field gap. It's dying out there for a single. Well, there's a couple of hits for J.Up.
That had some spin on it.
It did. Got it well off the sweet spot, and he'll take it.
Well, there are many pitchers will take that kind of movement. And he's even making that reaction like, wait, that was going towards left field and then worked his way to left center.
Gooby, you're right. He actually hit a slider and turned it into a slider.
Yep. He had a reverse slider on it. Left-handed slider. After a right-handed slider, throw it to him.
I'll let you smart baseball people that experienced it down there up close to start theorizing as to when we see 17 pinch hit. For now, we see 18. Jose Rojas. Rojas has it slip on by. Into right field. Fletcher, come on down. It's 4-3.
After all those great defensive plays, really the whole series for Oakland, that's a ground ball. You think, uh-oh. And instead, the tying runs, it's 90 feet away now. Went into a slide. Trying to get that baseball and spin back around. So it's going to be an RBI single for Rojas. Boy, off the bat, you're thinking, uh-oh, the way they've been making all these plays all day long.
Tying run at third. Coors Light beating the pressure. This is a man who's slider, and Romo. And for Anthony Rendon, a positive last couple of years. Oh, those are huge numbers.
Look at that slugging percentage in OPS versus off-speed pitches.
Oh, and 1 the count, comes up empty that time. 1 for his last 17 with 4 walks.
This is Rendon at his best. This is where he's trying to get a baseball, hit it deep enough in the air to at the very least tie the game.
One and 1 the count. 3-time world champion Sergio Romo, all of them with the Giants.
And a 1-1 count versus right-handed batters. Nearly 2/3 of the time he's going to throw a breaking ball. So got to make sure it's in the strike zone if you're Rendon.
2-1.
You're sitting at home and you're thinking it's 2-1 count. Why are you going after that fastball off the plate? Well, that's been called a strike the entire afternoon. Got to get the job done now if you're Anthony Rendon. A couple of seasons ago, 126 RBIs for Rendon. Feeling pretty confident saying that I don't think Jose Rojas is going here on the 2-2 pitch. Ooh, he looked like he was moving, flinched that he was going to call that.
We would have had quite a discussion on our hands.
Now is Rojas on the move, 3-2 with 1 out.
Outside, lost him.
He was going to make Anthony Rendon expand the strike zone. He was never going to give in. That was a pretty good slider. That's an incredible take. Shohei Ohtani, maybe?
Lagares heading back to the dugout. They await. Joe Madden's called upon hitter. Yep. Melvin hopped out of the dugout and checked with Hunter Wendelstedt. Is he officially announced? Little drama in Shohei coming out of the dugout that time. Good stuff.
Hey, Uncle Dan.
Zach, go ahead.
So, what's your approach after a bad show?
A bad show? You think I had a bad show?
Well, you flubbed 2 lines in the intro segment. How did you feel about that?
How did I feel? Next question.
Okay. What was on your mind when?
What was on my mind? Boy, I hope my nephew Zach doesn't ask any dumb questions.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
The ballpark is better when we're all here together. COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective. Join the team and help us all get back to doing what we love together.
Shohei Ohtani is called upon, much to the delight of this crowd. Ramin Gudwan takes the baseball, the left-hander. You can see where he stands in the American League in damage. Numbers for Gudwan, tough numbers. That one skipped away.
I think it has to be a cross-up.
Yeah, for sure, cross-up. It's interesting. I think Shohei lost the baseball too because Murphy had it pop in and out and then get the umpire. Training staff, they'll make sure Hunter Wendelstedt, they'll come out.
That's right on the bicep.
Oh, boy. I think Shohei thought it had sailed to the backstop. He was calling Justin home.
Yeah, you would think that as a hitter when it gets by the catcher like that, you don't anticipate hitting the umpire. Shohei is telling him to stay back. He's very solid as a pinch hitter. 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. In his career as a pinch hitter, .333.
Two balls and 1 strike the count.
Tell you what, he would love that same exact pitch. That's the ball he's going to crush to left center. He's got to make sure it's in the strike zone, not above the strike zone.
Ohtani. A screamer to right. And he ties it up.
Did he hit that ball hard?
Wow. He ties this game up. That is nothing near a fly out. That's a laser beam out. We're tied at 4 though, folks. Tied at 4.
Back upstairs, and he was quick with his hands.
111 miles an hour off the bat. All right, 4-4 the score.
Just incredible for Shohei. Sugoi for Shohei Ohtani. Incredible.
Goal is simple here. You don't want to hit in the bottom of the 9th. If you're going to come from behind and win this game, you do it now and you start counting outs. You got your runner at third. You have your opportunity. You have a left-hander who's had a tough year. And boy, my goodness, did Shohei square him up. To the right side. The Halos have the lead. Iglesias gets it done all the way back for the Halos.
3 hits. Iglesias showing emotion. On the line all day long for Jose Iglesias. And the Rally Monkey working his work today. The charm of the Rally Monkey. Upstairs fastball, brought his hands up and lines it the other way. That's exactly what he was trying to do. Gets a job done. Jose Rojas with the go-ahead run.
First 3-hit game of the season for Iglesias. There's that Rally Monkey that was on your shoulder. Now it's down below. Here's Walsh again. You almost feel like calling another one here.
By all means.
I'll let him just hit it. As a matchup, even though it's left on left, it feels like it's in his favor.
Tried to stay back as long as he could on that one. And he had a pretty good hack at it.
5-4 Angels lead it. Bullpen, you're front and center now. That man looks on while his counterparts in red will look to get 6 crucial outs. Sixth inning, Jared Walsh.
You think that's not a bad pitch? It's down. Spent it not giving up a home run. A great play by a guy with an Ohtani jersey on. Ohtani ties it up with a sac fly. I'm here for your entertainment.
And there he is. 1-2 the count. That one's outside. That's just amazing. I mean, that's our production team. You mentioned the random Ohtani catch guy and tie it in with the sac fly, and boom, there he is on the screen. Three runs in the bottom of the seventh. Those hands barely staying back.
I don't know how he was able to make contact. He hit that ball pretty hard too. He was out in front, kept his hands back long enough, and just pulled the foul.
He had a chance to play two with that one. His backside went one way, the hands went the other, and it nearly paid off.
Yeah, Brown's working his way over to center field as the right fielder. He's so far over in the gap in right center.
Dwan with a 2-2 pitch. Bouncing ball right behind the bag. Fires it, and just in time. Ohtani called upon a pinch hit. Everybody coming out of their seats. Fletch with a walk. Jay Up with a single. Everybody pitching in. Oh my goodness, they lead it.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Good morning. This is MLB Central.
The homer and 3 RBI in last night's win.
Welcome to the big leagues. He's got all the tools. Boom.
Two of the best offenses back at it tonight.
That's how you begin a season.
For 25 years,
nice throw.
Major League Baseball and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America
That's beautiful.
have teamed up to guide kids through the first tries.
It's all good, Aaron.
The curveballs.
There you go.
And the big dreams. Setting them up to make great plays. On and off the field. Celebrating 25 years of building brighter futures together.
Ride so far this year. This man's a big part of the reason. Shohei Ohtani comes on to pinch hit, hits a laser beam sac fly to right field, and stays on for his 4th career game in the outfield. 62 times he plays an outfielder in Japan. That's what he's most concerned about. He's been making sure he's got a good feel for where the sun is. And Taylor Ward moves to center. Tony Watson, between he and Sergio Romo, who pitched earlier, they have worked generations worth of games as that one misses outside. 1-0 the count. Tony will be 36 years old on May 30th, getting closer to that birthday, which Just a couple of shopping days left if you plan on grabbing something for Tony. 15 1/3, 12 strikeouts this year, and a 2.35 ERA. Inside leadoff walk. Don't forget, join us Saturday, August 14th for the 11th annual Angels Baseball Foundation 5K. It's presented by Lexus. Registered runners receive a commemorative race shirt and a finisher medal. Sign up for the race at angels.com/5K. Got plenty of time to train, get fit. We'll see you out there. Tough way to start it, by the way, with the walk.
You got a guy at the plate, a very good hitter, but a guy that will roll into a double play.
Induced a double play a couple of nights ago when working against these A's. One and one the count to Matt.
Might even look at changeup. Watson has a very good changeup.
This is Tony's 17th appearance this year. He has only been scored upon in 3 outings. The other 13 zeros. Two and two the count. I think he was looking changeup again.
Taylor Ward kind of shading out towards right center.
Three and two the count. Only 3 of the 10 he has thrown thus far have been strikes. Out front. Walsh going back. Shohei coming on. Walsh, boy, he stuck with it. It took him a while to find that baseball. That's what made it such a good play.
They've been working on that almost exclusively every day they can as far as the pop-ups. It's a tough sky to be able to run that one back. You know you got a lot of room to cover with Shohei Ohtani playing deep and right. Reaches up. That's looked like it was going to end up being a fair ball.
Stephen Biscotti pinch hitting here for Seth Brown.
Aggressive on the first pitch.
One and 0 the count. Fastball up and out of the zone. Angels with 5 outs to get. Chris Bassett, who worked last night against Shohei. Shohei, of course, came off the bench, or I should say did amazing things with the bat in his hands. Look at that. Can we look into number 17 for the Angels? Check it out. I'm not saying it was the aliens, but it was the aliens, it says. Space Force wanted to check it out for him. I love the. Yeah, this is really. I don't want to use the word concern because that's being dramatic, but it is something that he has been focused on hardcore. That son. The count.
Strike zone has been a difficult thing for Watson in this inning. 15 pitches, 10 of them out of the strike zone.
Two walks in the inning. The tying run moves to second. Shohei continuing to look at the sun, read the scouting reports in his hat. What are you seeing down there?
He's into every single detail. In fact, you know what they tell young outfielders? Get into the game as you step forward, almost like an infielder. He is totally in rhythm with the guy on the mound, and who better to do that, right? And paying attention with Taylor Ward in center field, how they're going to be positioned. Obviously, the crowd in right field very happy to have him out there. But Shohei, my goodness, I mean, you talk about engaging every single pitch, batter's box as a pitcher. The interesting thing to me now is, as a third base coach, you're Mark Kotze. Anything hit that way, how do you play it?
Boy, that's a great call. He continues to work with Taylor Ward. While Jose was talking, you saw him kept turning around, turning around, turning around. It wasn't toward the crowd as Pinder squares one up into center field. He's the second out of the inning. 4 outs to get, and it's a victory. But Ohtani continues to look up at the board behind him to see, okay, who's hitting now? Who's up next? As Jose said, he's just kind of grinding through. Takes a look at the scouting report. Yep. Who's up next? Okay, I got the right guy. Let me make sure. Yep. Visually, that's very cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, what he may hit his way, and if he does, what chance would he have to come in on the baseball to make a throw to the plate? You know that arm.
One and 0 the count. We do know that arm. On the side of tossing back and forth to Ward, I wonder how loose that arm is to really turn one loose. Good enough, I'm sure. And I'm guessing adrenaline's taking care of the rest. Just thought about that.
He's thrown a lot of pitches away, Watson, so there's a chance that baseball could be hit Shohei's way.
"19 pitches, only 7 for strikes."
That was a good pitch. That's right down the heart of the plate.
You cross him up there?
Changeup that had cutting action. Every once in a while he'll do that. It's not by design, but that's right down the heart of the plate.
Little roller. Watson knocks it down. Fires to first. It gets by Walsh. And the A's will score a run. We're tied at 5. Two walks and an error in this inning.
The play he makes so often. He's always been a good fielding pitcher. And all you can hope for is a scoop.
Want to back up that play if needed out there. We'll step aside. Joe Madden with a call to the bullpen. We're tied at 5.
For 25 years,
nice throw.
Major League Baseball and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America
That's beautiful.
have teamed up to guide kids through the first tries,
It's all good, Aaron.
the curveballs,
There you go.
and the big dreams, setting them up to make great plays on and off the field. Celebrating 25 years of building brighter futures together.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
When people, communities, and organizations join together to raise awareness about mental health and well-being. Join Bally Sports West as the Angels as we learn more about mental health and ways to get help. Share your support on social media or by wearing the lime green ribbon as a symbol of mental health awareness. This year's theme is #HopeForChange. Visit OCHealthInfo.com to learn more. Raisel Iglesias comes on. 5.62 ERA, touched up with a couple of long balls last time out. Elvis Andrus takes a slider for strike 1.
It's a lot of baseballs to right field.
That one toward right, but it's very shallow, right into Fletcher's glove. Angels pen can't hold the lead. It's 5-5.
Mike Trout. People know he's one of the greatest players this game's ever seen.
Meet Mike Trout.
Can run.
He's watching MLB Network.
He's one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Because that's what baseball fans do.
And he's also got tremendous show hair with his hat off.
Hey, Pedro. Hey, Pedro. What was it like when you won your first Cy Young Award?
Well, I was...
What about when you won the pitching Triple Crown?
Well,
How did you feel when you won a World Series?
I was,
Hey, Pedro.
Man, this guy asks a lot of questions.
Hey, Pedro. Pedro.
He might make a good MLB Network analyst if he lets someone answer a question.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
Oh, and what's it like to be an 8-time All-Star?
Well, I was...
And what about getting into the Hall of Fame?
Deolis Guerra takes the rock and he rolls. This is a 32-year-old right-hander, just turned 32 in April, out of Venezuela. And a man who we know very familiar, obviously seeing his work. He was a Halo back in 16 and 17. So who better to remind us of the stuff that he will show on the mound than my broadcast partner, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Gubicza.
Yeah, I mean, he always had a good slider going for him too. Fastball is going to be in that mid-90s range, but also has a pretty good little changeup too. So he's around the strike zone a lot. So he's a strike thrower. It's a whip of 1.02.
I kind of raised the bar on your intro. I don't know if you noticed that. Wanted you to feel
I really
strong.
appreciate it. Yeah, you know what? I feel really good about it now.
Andrus is at short now. Move out there for Pinder. He's out in left field.
Scotty out in right.
Scotty out in right.
There are a lot of times they'll throw a first pitch fastball. Ward has been aggressive on the first pitch. Passy was a little more patient. I love his aggressive nature, especially if he gets a first pitch fastball.
Tough day for Taylor. He can turn it on a dime right now. Rolled into a double play and struck out a couple of times.
Remember this one well, September 18, 2018, on the last day of the season, September 30, 2018. I say a walk-off home run, season finale walk-off home run for Taylor Ward versus this Oakland A's team.
Two and one to count. Had a good conversation, really good interview with Taylor the other day.
And he still remembers that one really well. Also, he's saying he's being more aggressive in the strike zone. That's a pretty good changeup. Wow. Everyone's looking. Is it a swing, a strike? Taylor Ward goes, I'll take it.
When you asked him, I eavesdropped in that conversation. I love when you asked him about what he's enjoying most, what new position, and where he's most comfortable. He said center field.
Yeah.
Love it. It's a confident answer for a guy who was a catcher.
It's great at bat. So now you have some options. You can have Kurt Suzuki square around the bunt. The man on deck is so good throughout his career with runners in scoring position, David Fletcher. Kurt Suzuki's got to get the job done to get Taylor Ward in the scoring position.
You've seen the bunt here?
Yes.
Okay.
Your only other option would be a hit and run, but a bunt here, even though not huge on wanting to bunt a whole lot, but this is a time where you might want to try to do that.
Chapman's not cheating in. He's literally even with the bag at third. Well, he's in just a bit. Now he was charging. 1-0 the count. One ball and one strike the count. Off day for the Halos tomorrow. Texas comes in for short 2. Takes that one up the first base line.
Nice job. That's what you want, is make sure he fields it. Matt Olson, the first baseman, fielding that ball. Guerra throwing a pitch upstairs, a very difficult pitch to get down on the ground, and Kurt Suzuki did his job. He'll get some high fives in that dugout. Pitcher, that's exactly what you're trying to do. Up and in, difficult to get that down, but Kurt Suzuki got the job done.
David Fletcher in his career, and he added to that tally last night, a .377 on base percentage with runners in scoring position. There's the batting average this year. His approach and the way he goes about hitting seems to be tailor-made for these situations.
The outfielders playing pretty shallow. Usually the Oakland A's outfielders play deeper than most, but they're playing shallow here, so it's going to be a point for a secondary lead for Taylor Ward to score. And Laureano out in center, 24 career outfield assists, 4 against the Angels in his career.
Went out, tried to get that one. The count is evened at 1-1. Against the power arms is where he really shines. He's actually missed on fewer than 10%. Actually, it's 9% of his swings against relief pitchers. Going back to the 2019 season, that's the best in baseball. The bigger the arm, the harder they fall. Fletch to the right side. That's what he does. Another hit with a runner in scoring position. Moving the line. In a weird way, Fletch actually hit that one too hard to send the runner. We're not used to that.
And Taylor Ward was making sure that got through. A little slight hesitation at second. Goes back and then goes forward. I think they're off the bat, there's no way anybody's going to be there. Scotty was playing towards the line, but even though it was hit hard, it might have been a chance to have a play at the plate if he read that one a little bit quicker at second base.
The leadoff hitter today. That's right, for the first time in his career, batting leadoff. Last 2 at-bats have netted those 2 singles.
Infield in.
Change up, strike 1.
He sells his changeup really good. Good arm action for Guerra.
He's a big guy too, right? And he comes flying at the plate.
Yeah, you're not anticipating a guy that big and strong to throw you a changeup first pitch.
Waves and he misses. No balls and 2 strikes to count.
Now back to that short and up approach, right center.
Field in all but Chapman, who's still way back at third. Upton, left field, Ward tagging. Pinder playing, fires toward the plate. The Halos lead.
That's situational baseball. Ward works the walk, sacrifices second, goes to third on a single, scores on a sac fly by Jaya. Not a home run for the Uptown Funk, but the job is done. Getting the lead back, especially with 2 strikes. What a nice job by Justin Upton.
What a positive day for Justin. Joe Madden said before the game, I'm making this decision because he'll get a couple of more plate appearances if it works out this way. I just want to change it up. In the past, he said, I've put big hitters in that spot that have been slumping and struggling, and it's helped and it's worked. This is a positive day for this man.
Yes, it is. That's a huge RBI for Upton, especially with 2 strikes. They have the changeup, slow curveball, getting the job done.
Chance for Jose Rojas to add on. Changeup again.
That changeup is good.
All right, back to 3 outs to get, folks. Nobody likes to hit in the bottom of the 9th anyway for a victory. Hopping off the bench, pitching in a single in the 7th inning.
Well, you like that little add-on run here, though.
Give it a look, but make the play. It all started with a patient at bat for Taylor Ward. Sac bunt, base hit, sac fly, 3 outs till it's a victory.
Hey Pedro, what was it like when you won your first Cy Young Award?
Well, I was...
What about when you won the pitching Triple Crown?
Well,
And how did you feel when you won a World Series?
I was,
What's it like to be an 8-time All-Star?
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions.
Cliff, how do you know how much bling to wear before each game?
What bling you wear during the game is a very important decision. You want to wear enough so you look good, but not too much where it slows you down on the base pass. Some diamonds are always nice, but on a sunny day, the reflection can get in your eye and make you miss a play.
Thanks, Cliff. Very informative.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
Like my Hyundai key for the game today. Hit him up, Jay up with a fly ball up in the air, getting that go-ahead run home. Big game for Justin Upton today. Couple hits and a big sac fly, hitting that ball up in the air and getting the job done.
Exactly as scripted. And that Hyundai key was brought up earlier today, too. Here's Tony Kemp to lead it off against Raisel Iglesias, and a changeup for strike 1. Shohei fought the sun so much he brought some shades out there with him. When I say fought it, it wasn't actually in play, but he kept looking and concerning himself. That one driven into left center field. Guess who else has got shades on?
What do you say about he likes the center field position? Taylor Ward?
He loves it. And he's got those shades, picked it up the entire time. Tony Kemp is erased. That's the last guy you needed on base.
Yes.
With extra bases.
It's a good read off the bat, too, for Taylor Ward. That good angle he took. Communication there between Upton and Ward. It runs down that first, the all-important first out here in the 9th.
One and 0 the count. Ramon Laureano. Let's get this guy out of town too. Finally managing to put an offer on his resume after he dominated the first 2 games. Ooh, boy, he held the ball. Dropped down, hit it very well. There was a little crouching tiger, hidden dragon there.
Little side armor.
Download the MLB app to get in-game video highlights, live pitch by pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and more for your Angels. Yep, got it. 2 outs.
Nice job against Laureano today. That's a 3rd strikeout after 2 groundouts. Tough little 3/4 action, runs a fastball upstairs. Punch out.
Jed Lowry now looks at a big shift defensively. Fletch in shallow right field. 0-1 the count to Jed. Singled in a run in the 3rd inning. No balls and 2 strikes to count. A take on a changeup that fluttered away. Marcel trying to put this one to bed. That's right, my friend. 1 more strike.
Still a pretty good take on the changeup.
Overthrowing it just a little bit right now. Feeling it, right? I mean, finally.
It's got the adrenaline. That's the one thing for a changeup you want to try to avoid. The adrenaline on that. You want to stay back. It's under control with the grip.
Rocket shot off his own dugout. And we'll do it again. Angels closer has had some bumps in the road, especially in non-save situations. When he entered, that's what it was. The 2-2. Got him! And the halo shines bright tonight in Angels victory. They come from behind, trailing at 1 point in this one. 4-0. They send the A's out of town with a win.
That's a huge, huge win. Justin Upton with a big game. Sac fly by Shohei Ohtani to tie it up. Fletch, big game. Iglesias, a big game in the field. Iglesias, a big game on the mound, closing up his 8th save of the season. What a performance, a good comeback against a very good team. The Oakland A's be able to salvage this last game. What a victory for the Halos in a comeback variety.
It was a tough way to start it. Dylan Bundy did not have a good day. This bullpen, which has worked far, far, far too much this year. And they need a break. I mean, if anyone's allowed to sleep tomorrow, it's the bullpen. And then in the 8th inning, when the bullpen had given a run back, they hopped right back off the mat. They manufactured a run.
A great walk by Taylor Ward. Patient at bat. And then the sac bunt. A tough pitch to bunt by Suzuki, getting the job done. Fletch, what he always does with a man in scoring position, gets a hit. And then Jay up with 2 strikes, gets a pitch he can hit in the air. Taylor Ward comes across with the go-ahead winning run. Head-first slide.
Let's send it on down to Jose Mota. I hope Jay Up lets his hair down a little bit. Have some fun with this one. Jose, go ahead.
Thanks, Darren. Hey, Mr. Leadoff Hitter, when did you find out and how did you find out that you were hitting first today?
Joe texted me sometime this morning and asked me if I was cool with it, and I said, sure, why not? It would be fun.
What was the plan going into the game? Even saw you attempting to get on with a bunt.
Yeah, I think if I had executed that bunt and got on, we could have got something started early. But you know, it didn't work out. But at the end of the game, we were the winners.
Hey, how about the energy in this ballpark today with the fans and big win here coming back against the A's? How good does that feel going into the off day?
Yeah, I mean the fans were great today. They kept us in it, and you know we were excited to have them, and it gave us a lot of energy down the stretch.
So back to your at-bats after a tough start. You turn around. Last 3 at-bats, what was different in your approach, perhaps, or pitch selection?
I just let it go, man. You know, those first 2 at-bats were not what I wanted, and I just, you know, kind of let those 2 go and just went up there swinging.
Ready to lead off again?
Sure, why not?
Thanks, Justin.
All right.
I really appreciate that. Angels, big win, man. Against the A's, Justin Upton batting first. Show bunt and everything, but at the end, it was a big, big sac fly. Shohei Ohtani off the bench, Suzuki off the bench. We'll come back. Got to break it all down with Patrick O'Neill on the set. Angels live, Gooby, Darren, myself. Angels take one from the A's. It feels really good this afternoon here at the Big A.